Good evening. It's Coach Joy again from Authentic Joy. And I just wanted to just hop on real quick as I do every evening. And I wanted to share a little bit of something I read on Facebook, a post. But first, before I do that, I just want to talk about what is Authentic Joy LLC and why I came up with that business. I really have a passion to empower other people to achieve like sustainable joy, no highs and lows, the roller coasters of life hitting you. And I want people to have a peace of mind. I want people to be productive. I want people to be able to just thrive. So I created Authentic Joy and to have a group called Joy Carriers that I just want to encourage one another to be able to just live in sustainable joy. And I do that through my coaching program. But that is like beyond what else that I want to do. I just want people to be okay. If you choose me to help you to navigate that and do my coaching program, it's an Authentic Joy 90-day coaching program. Cool. If not, I'm still going to do these videos. I'm still going to pour into people. I'm still going to give people exactly what I feel led on my heart to give. So today I read something on social media, and let me see if I can find it real quick. And it just really sparked my interest. It said, sending love to everyone who's trying their best to heal from things they don't discuss. So in my mind, I'm thinking from as a therapist and as hey cousin, as a therapist and also as a coach, I wonder how we heal from things we don't talk about. The enemy thrives in secrecy. He wants us to be quiet. He wants to put a muzzle on our mouth. He wants us to believe all the lies. And there's this old phrase that comes down through generations that I've heard across the years, almost a decade. People saying, what happens in this house stays in this house. And basically, when we tell that to our children, when we plant that seed into our children in their minds, especially at a young age, what ends up happening is when you look at the statistics, 1 in 4 have been victims of rape. 1 in 4 have been victims of domestic violence. And so our children are told, don't tell anybody what happens in this house. But then when something foul and just totally evil happens in the house, the child has this mentality that they have to be muzzled, that they cannot talk about, they cannot speak about the very thing that has broken their hearts, the very violation that has happened to them. So what happens in this house stays in this house is really a trick of the enemy. We need to be able to, from a young age, help our kids, help ourselves to be able to speak our truth, to share what happened to us. And I'm not one that believes that we have to go all the way back and talk all the way through our trauma narrative and tell all of our business and relive the experience. I'm one that believes that we need to get to the negative belief system that the experience caused us to think about ourselves. I'm one that believes that if something like that happens, we usually tend to think we're not loved or we're not worthy or we're dirty or whatever. Those belief systems show up and then we start living that system out. And so for me, when I read the post, as innocent as it was, I thought people need to speak up. People need to have a place where they can have a safe environment, no judgment, to be able to share their truth, to be able to look at what this thing did to me, what this experience caused me to believe about myself and about the world around me. And then go from not sitting in our past and getting stuck there, not reliving the past, but literally acknowledging that it happened. It was wrong. This is what I believed about it. This is what I believed about the world because of it. And then going forward, pushing ourselves forward, starting to let go of the past. Because what happens is we end up going past, and past instead of past, present, and future, we start living in the past, and everything is circled around what we are believing, the lie that we believed from our past experience. So I'm just here to encourage you to own your truth. Confess with your mouth what happened. You don't have to tell everybody. Go find a safe place. Get before the Lord. Share that experience and tell him what happened. Confess your truth, because in your confession, healing will take place. Because the enemy wants us to be quiet and never share that I was a victim of domestic violence for years. Doesn't want us to share our trauma. The enemy wants us to stay inward. And when we say inward, then our minds start going all over the place. And we never truly walk in authentic joy. We truly never walk in the authentic life that God wanted us to have. So we have to get to a place where we release the past and hold our truth as truth. And be careful who we share it with, but find a safe place and let that thing go. Because what happens is it becomes so much ingrained in us. It becomes a part of our DNA. And we think that that's who we are. So we sabotage and we self-loathe and we self-doubt all that is coming our way good because of what happened back there. And when we dwell in the past, depression becomes our best friend. And then we tend to have anxiety because we're afraid of the future and what that's going to look like. So learning to stay present in the moment and holding our truth as truth and letting go of the things that have happened in the past. And it's easier said than done. Listen, I'm not acting like it's easy. We could just there is a process to healing. And the journey sometimes has its highs and lows, its ebbs and flows, good days and not as good days. But guess what? With Christ, we can do all things. He is our strength. He is our joy. So hold on to him. He's truth. And anything that doesn't line up with who he says we are and what his word says are lies. Remember that. Selah. I wish you much love, peace, and authentic joy. You guys take care.